So I recently posted a video about the cleaning stuff for Shinkansen train, and it's worldwide known as 7 minutes miracle. The moment the Shinkansen bread train arrives at the Tokyo station platform, the staff starts the cleaning job immediately, and within 7 minutes, mind you, the Shinkansen trains, start and go and come and drive all the time. It's incredible. I mean, it runs between Tokyo and Osaka and beyond, and every few minutes a Shinkansen train would run. So the cleaning staff have a really narrow time window. The mastery and elegance with which they perform their job is really, really amazing. And it's a really wonderful showcase for Japanese culture because, as I discussed in my book on Ikigai, Japanese people really, really love what they do, regardless of, social implications and so on. There is no low job or high job, in Japan. I mean, every job is respected. At least that's the traditional value. Because of Americanization, some part of Japanese society do question how much a job would pay and what social status that job would bring, all these things. But that's, I think, not really traditional Japanese way of thinking. It's new ways of thinking that was brought about by globalization. But traditionally, I really mean that I do think that by tradition, in traditional Japanese society, every job is regarded as really valuable and respectable in its own right. And for example, the cleaning is really highly regarded because, for example, in Buddhist Zen temples, sweeping the premises is actually a really important part of training as a Buddhist priest. It is, thought to bring about enlightenment. Actually, there is one really famous episode where a young priest was sweeping the garden, and he was trying to get enlightenment, but he couldn't. But he was sweeping the premises. He was cleaning the garden, and all of a sudden, the broomstick, it caught a stone, and the stone flew and hit bamboo, and it made a sound. And at that moment, enlightenment came. This is a very famous episode. So there's this idea that really simple task like cleaning the gardens would probably bring you enlightenment. So that's why you shouldn't really regard these manual jobs like cleaning the garden as as something slight, something of less value. If you have watched the film Karate Kid, of course, Mr. Miyagi tells Daniel to clean the car, paint the walls, and so on. These manual jobs have been traditionally regarded as enlightenment bringing, because that's at the core of Japanese spirituality, I think. This idea that repetition of daily chores is actually a very important part of nurturing your personality and bring up a really good person. So when you go to the Tokyo station, when you see bird trains arrive and you see all these wonderful cleaning staff at work, please remember the Buddhist temple, where traditionally cleaning, sweeping, all these things have been considered to be really tightly coupled with the process of enlightenment itself. So enlightenment and the Shinkansen bullet train. I think this is a really important heritage in Japanese society.